Can you believe what they did with all that benign farm equipment? That's one heck of a story, isn't it?
Pitchfork training in boot camp was tough.
That's a really big fork you got there.
Did they train you to use pitchforks in the military?
It's for mashed potatoes. I don't know, other creepy guy. Just for scooping some of those mashed potatoes in my big old mouth. Mashed potatoes.
I was always told to respect my veterans.
You ready to talk some movies, Brennan?
Yeah, okay.
Well, let's go. Corrupted youth! Corrupted youth! Corrupted youth! Corrupted youth!
Hi, welcome to the Corrupted Youth Podcast. I'm Dan.
I'm Brennan.
And holy cow, we're not in the dongle den. We have traveled all the way to Columbus, Ohio to see Pete, who won our contest.
I won! You're not in the dongle den. You're in the good beer, bad movie night den. Or cage, or...
The Pete Pit.
Ew. That's for you, Kathleen. Yes, it's the Pete Pit. I like that.
Yeah, so we decided that we were going to have a contest this year. Instead of a t-shirt, we gave away, we're just going to come to you and record an episode in person. Pete's name was picked. And Pete was nice enough to host us for recording in his home.
Yeah, I feel a little bad for Court. I mean, he got all the movies, and I thought, well, just hand him the visit also. And then my name came up. It was, I don't know if that's ironic or just bad luck.
But, you know, we all owe Court a big thank you because, yeah, he did pick every
single movie.
Every movie that got picked was his. And also, they're all 1981, which is super weird.
I wonder, did he do that on purpose? He probably did.
Who knows?
He's smart enough to have pulled that out of his butt.
I'd like to know how that man's mind works sometime.
No, I don't think you do. I really don't. It's a slippery slope you're traveling down.
But yeah, this isn't our first time hanging out either. We met through G-Fest.
Yep, we did. Well, I found you guys listening to Court and Cinema Psyops. You guys guested on his many moons ago.
Ooh, that was way back.
That was way back. Way back.
He guested on ours.
Oh,
Yeah.
was that it?
Yeah.
Oh, so he must have been promoting your show on his site. Okay, that's how it happened. And then you were chatting about something in G-Fest, and I went, oh, hell, I'm going to be at G-Fest. So I started listening to you guys, and
we're funny and awesome, so like...
Indeed.
Yeah, so...
I've been listening, I can't say since day one, but our podcasts are almost the same age. I think we're a few months apart. But we both started, what would that be now, 8 years ago?
Seven.
Yeah.
7.5, something like that.
So we share a birthday year, which is fun. I think that's really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, and I thought it would be a good idea, too, because most of the people who actually participate in our contests are our fellow podcasters.
Yes, right. We all share each other's out there. Yeah.
It's a weird podcast circle jerk that we're doing.
A little inbreeding, that's okay.
Sorry to get vulgar, Stacy. I know she listens from time to time.
Does she?
Yeah.
Jody doesn't. She's upstairs going, I don't want to hear anything about that. I don't want to hear any of this.
Yeah, so we're a father and son duo that explores the latest blockbusters, classic genre films, and the schlockiest of golden age VHS rental store flicks in spoiler-heavy fashion. Right, Pete?
Yes, just as you read it.
Hey, there's been a few times. I can ramble it off the top of my head if I want.
I read off a script for 7 years. I read off a script every time, and you can tell when I go off script because all hell breaks loose.
So yeah, the movie that we're going to be covering is The Prowler.
I'm so excited. This is a first time watch for me. So I don't know about you guys, but I've never seen this movie. I had heard of it, so it's been on my radar. I knew Savini did the special effects in it. Was it Joe Zito was the director, and he's done Friday 13th Part 4, was it, or 3?
4,
yeah. 4 was it? Yeah, and a couple other big movies.
Yeah, he helped make Chuck Norris, an action star, like a legit.
Whoa.
Because he did Missing in Action.
Oh, was he a canon director then?
Yeah.
Oh boy, there's the Wild West. Well, that guy's got some stories, I bet. But yeah, it was first time watch for me, so I was thrilled when you guys decided to use that one when you came down here to record here in Columbus. Brent, have you ever seen this one, Brendan?
No, first time for me too.
Not my first.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple times, and when it came up, I was ecstatic. I was like, okay, finally, because since we started the summer slasher camp, like this is year 4, I just kept thinking, why doesn't anybody pick the Prowler? Mm-hmm. It's so obvious because it was, getting a little more popular around that time, and it was widely available, which was convenient. So yeah,
it's an early slasher, but it's like right at the upslope of the slasher genre, and this one isn't trying to be funny at all. It doesn't try to be tongue-in-cheek.
No.
This is as serious and earnest as it possibly can be. It's trying to be scary, and I think back in 1981 I'd have been scared shitless. This had some good scares in it.
Yeah, it does. And unfortunately, it didn't make any money.
That's sad. It's really sad. It
had a budget
was it up against a lot of slasher competition that year? Well, I guess if Court picked 4 movies that were slashers for 81.
But it had a budget of $1 million, made less than that for box office. But I'm sure over time, I mean, it's got quite the following now. People seem to like it.
I think it's got a Blu-ray release, but not a 4K. If I looked into Amazon right, so it hasn't gotten the Arrow treatment yet.
And everybody can watch it on Tubi for free.
For free. Nothing's cut out.
No,
not a bit.
Not at all. All right. Well, let's get this letterboxed info out of the way. I'm going to hand that off to Brennan.
All right. So we already went through the director here, Prowler 1981. Let's see a description. It will freeze your blood. A masked killer wearing World War II U.S. Army fatigues stalks a small New Jersey town bent on reliving a 35-year-old double murder by focusing on a group of college kids holding an annual spring dance. That was a super long run-on sentence.
But accurate. I mean, that's the movie.
Yeah,
right?
that's a pretty good description of the movie there. For the cast, we got Vicky Dawson playing Pam, Christopher Goatman, Meh. Playing Mark. We got Lawrence Tierney playing Major.
Just the major.
Yeah, just the major. No one ever says anything.
He's actually
else.
an interesting character if you look into him. Because that dude used to get in the brawls and stuff. Like
he was a legit tough guy. I mean, on and off camera.
Yeah, barely in this movie though. That's a shame.
Sadly,
he could have really done something better than sitting in a wheelchair.
They didn't write anything for that guy. Sadly,
we got Farley Granger as Sheriff George Fraser. We got Cindy. Wow, these names are hard. Weintraub as Lisa, Lisa Dunsheath as Sherry, and I'll include David Setterholm as Carl. Wow, that was quite the struggle.
do you need a drink or something?
I think I'd like to buy a vowel.
Or a damp cloth to pat your brow. You're nervous over there.
Well, let's listen to this trailer quick, and then we'll wet our palates. How does that sound?
Thank you.
It was 1945, the night of the graduation dance. The war overseas had just ended. The terror at home
Roy.
was about to begin.
Roy?
Come on, kid, don't let hard to get. What about New Year's Eve?
Well, that was different. I couldn't help myself.
The Prowler. If he wants you, he'll get you. Tonight, the terror begins again.
They never found out who did it.
But
It had to be someone in town, someone who knew that she was called Rose. And Mark, that guy still might be around here.
Oh, man, I don't believe this. You're talking about something that happened over 30 years ago.
Whenever the time was right, he'd come back. The Prowler. If he wants you, he'll get you. Night after night, he waited for her. The Prowler. If he gets you, you'll wish you were dead.
Mark?
You may think you're safe, but you're dead wrong. The Prowler, coming soon.
Well, that's the trailer.
Wow, that's a cool trailer.
That's how we do it.
Got to see behind the magic there.
A little bit.
Yeah.
It is
didn't-
magic.
We didn't bring the trailer machine though.
Yeah. Too heavy.
The trailer machine's too heavy.
Yeah.
Traditionally on your podcast,
Yeah.
you like to review a beer as you do your podcast, right?
Yeah.
That's all part of it.
Yeah,
Tell
we,
us more.
we have a couple segments. Like the first segment is a 6-minute synopsis where we have a timed limit where you can cover the movie stem to stern. But anyway, if you don't get it within 6 minutes and a small grace period, you have to sing a song.
You know, I'm very jealous of your 6-minute synopsis. I was like, oh, I wish I'd thought of that.
Some of them are great. Some of them are terrible. The last couple were real good. Twister and Dick Tracy, they were very funny. Twister's not out yet. It'll come soon. And then, yeah, we'll talk about a beer. And I've got a lot of history with beer and beer making and the craft business here in Columbus. I worked for Columbus Brewing Company for a couple of years, learning the craft, and then it got purchased by a new owner, and I was shown the door because they had limited funds, and he brought in somebody who was an actual brewer, not somebody that was learning it. So from then on, I homebrewed, and since 2001, I've been homebrewing, and it's a really fun hobby, not only just to make it and drink it, but I read a lot about beer and the history of beer and styles, and I did take a beer judging class a number of years ago. I never took the test because it was hard, really hard. And I don't know, it just never went all the way, I suppose. But yeah, I have a long history of beer. It's a fun hobby of mine, and I like to share with others.
Cool. That's great. Yeah. Give Good Beer, Bad Movie Night a listen because it's a lot of fun.
Thank you.
The Flash Gordon one was always sticks out in my mind.
That was a trip.
I've never seen it. I'm used to just everybody going, I love Flash Gordon.
There were mixed reviews there.
There were.
There were really mixed reviews. That's the surprise. Sometimes the movies turn out to be good, and sometimes the beers turn out to be bad. It's not always good beer, bad movie night. Sometimes it flip-flops.
Well, coming from Wisconsin, we brought you lots of beer.
I saw that. I'm so excited. So what you have a beer here for us?
Yeah, this one is pretty special, I think.
Yeah.
This is...
You've had this, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I've had it in the actual brewery
Oh, cool.
just last weekend. And first time I heard of this place, it's out of Shawano, Wisconsin, and it's called Stubborn Brothers Brewing. And for those that don't know, Shawano, Wisconsin is known for Sundrop soda, and you can still buy it there in the glass bottles.
No
and
kidding.
It's a real treat. And so Stubborn Brothers made a Rattler, which is 50-50 mix of beer and soda,
Oh no.
and still manages to be over 4%. So,
Oh, okay. It's over 4%, huh?
oh yeah,
Okay.
I think
All
it's
right.
like 4.5.
Brennan, have you had this?
I have not.
Oh boy, you and I are in for a treat.
Yeah, first time.
Yeah, and I also brought a Sundrop so we can compare and
To
contrast.
compare the actual soda to the beer. Okay.
Yes.
I'm down. Let's do this.
Yeah, okay.
He's removing the lid of the Sundrop,
We're gonna go color commentary here. It's riveting podcasting.
pouring it in, holding the glass slight angle.
Brennan, you're next.
I'm pouring the soda.
Soda in the glass.
Have a sip.
Yep. It's a Mountain Dew Squirt is another one that comes to mind. Not lemon lime team or Sprite, but like orange. There's orange in it, maybe.
It's very much its own thing at the same time.
Yeah, it's not the intense flavor of a Mountain Dew. It's not that serious. It's actually quite a bit more refreshing, I would say.
I think I'm pretty drunk.
This is
think
the
it's already
soda,
getting to
dude. I know you just turned 21, but come on.
Oh, it's getting to me.
Are we all going to get one, or are we going to share this one?
We're all good.
Okay, we're all getting one. All right, Stubborn Brothers Brewery. It's called Drop Top instead of Sun Drop. I cannot read the can even with my readers on.
Yeah, like the Sundrop Museum and this brewery are maybe a block apart.
Cheers, fellas.
Cheers. It's actually a little sweeter.
It's a little sweeter than the soda is, but that's the soda. That's what it tastes like.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That's just Sundrop.
And so one of the other ones I had a pint of while I was there was called Cherry Drop. So it almost tasted like if you just dumped some grenadine in here.
Oh, okay.
So it was just same flavor profile, just a little cherry flavor to it. And that was dangerous.
Was that a little crushable? Like you're just knocking those back?
Hot summer day.
Yeah.
Sitting on my deck, I probably would just get annihilated.
This is very refreshing. This is more refreshing than like a Modelo. You know, one of those classic lagers, Americanized lager. This is way more refreshing because of the little bit of citrus in it. It's like you put in a lime in a Corona. That's not the same flavor, but that's the refreshing that I'm getting out of this.
Yeah, and it says it's a sour, and normally I would go, not my thing, but
Yeah, it's definitely a sour, but sours is such a weird. It's like saying something is an ale. It's really sour is a giant word for a category of beer that we're not going to get into today.
probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Because we've got a movie to talk
Got a
about.
movie to talk about. Chug, get it, Brendan. Come on.
So the rundown for the Prowler.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Well, we start off with a newsreel on soldiers returning from World War II, and it's your typical newsreel type thing. And
Oh yeah, stock footage. I think I did watch the commentary, so they did hire a guy to do that announcing at the beginning. That somebody who
our
actually
boys are coming back.
exactly.
Yeah.
Here they are. Look at them go. And actually in that they did bring up the Dear John letters, and we got a Dear John letter from Rosemary, and it's
It's a bummer.
It's all in cursive, so could you read it, Brennan?
I could, but I just really didn't want to.
Dude, that was a long letter, and it kept going. Like it scrawled past you, like the Star Wars opening scroll. Like it just went on and on and on. Like I don't want to read all this.
That would have taken me way too long to read.
I mean, I'd pause it. And, what did that say? Is that an A or a D?
To me, yeah, it'd be like hieroglyphics.
yeah. I mean, like for us, that's like that's grandma writing.
It's grandma writing.
I mean, I learned cursive in school, but
So did I.
I did too.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, I just never used it. I mean, the most we ever really learned it for was like, okay, now you have to sign your name on checks like this. That's it.
and really you could just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's Avalon Bay, June 28th, 1945, the night of the graduation dance. One couple arrives, a returning GI and his lady, and then we just switch to another couple.
Oh, right.
and they just want to sneak off for, well, we all know it. It's wholesome fun. because it's 1945, right?
1945.
Nobody did anything weird back then. And so then we get two setups here. One is a creepy guy who's grabbing the guy's date, but we don't see who.
Does this come up later? Oh, okay. I missed something then. All right.
Well, I think they're just trying to set up like who is going to do what later.
Okay. All right.
And then the second is from the GI from the first couple. He seems to have just disappeared, and his date's concerned. But we get the rich douche taking his date to neck at the gazebo.
Got to make those boomers.
The gazebo lights go out, and that douche guy he could care less. He's just more important. He's got other things to focus on. The couple gets pitchforked, both of them at once, and a single rose is put in the lady's hand.
Aw.
Yeah, aw.
That was brutal. That was such a good pitchfork kill.
Yeah.
But then we just jump forward to 1980, and there's prep going on for the graduation dance. And then this is where we meet, oh boy, Deputy Mark Roadkill Hair. I had to. And the lovely Pam.
She was lovely.
And apparently they haven't been able to have this dance since 1945 because of the murder, and the victim's father put up a stink. And there's also something about a criminal who stabbed a man in Columbus, and he's possibly mucking about there. Which, where is this movie taking place? I think it's New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yeah, because, some of them, they filmed it in New Jersey.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But they said Columbus, and immediately I went, okay, where was this filmed? Just in case it happened to be somewhere here in Ohio.
Just in case it was Pete.
Yes, just in case it was, I might be mucking around somewhere. Pitchforking young starlets. Yeah.
Pam returns to party prep when she meets up with Carl, who shouldn't get confused with Mark.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Who's who here?
The guys with the shaggy dark hair. But I think you could probably figure out who actual Mark is because they put him that ill-fitting deputy costume. Did you see that? There's nothing wrong with being a lean guy at all. Mm-hmm. But man, considering it's 1980, that thing should have been skin tight. I saw Chips as a kid. They painted those uniforms on those guys.
I wonder if they had cast somebody else and this was just the uniform they had available. Yeah, well, the skinnier guy gets it.
Yeah, but Mark's got just that giant head, and he's not a big dude either.
Not really. No, he's not an imposing deputy sheriff at all.
No, it's got that Lego hair too.
Lego hair. You can just pop it off and put another one on.
So we're going to be banging on Mark a lot of this, I think.
He was a soap opera actor.
Yeah.
Like he was in all the soaps back in the 80s. Like, how did this guy become a soap, I don't know, handsome McHandsomer?
Because you always hear about actors being like tiny guys.
Oh, yeah.
They're probably averaging at like 5'5" or something like that. And he's clearly not a big guy, but he's just got that giant head.
It's disproportionate to his body.
Very much so.
Surprised he doesn't fall over, just wobbling when he walks around.
Life-size bobblehead.
Yeah.
And then so we also have Sherry, and then I don't know, some short blonde-haired gal who just never really is in the movie anymore.
There's some gals in it.
Yeah, they just kind of come and go.
Well, one of them, anyway.
Like most of our slashers, though, they're giving them like these great personalities that just stand out, and they're so interesting and layered.
You can tell them apart not by their faces, but by their personalities.
There you go.
I suppose.
Personalities.
Mm-hmm.
I saw two really nice personalities a little later on.
Oh, we'll get to that. Settle down.
Sorry, getting ahead of myself.
Oh yeah, and they've got this big giant jug of vodka for the party.
They're hiding from the sheriff, right?
They're just trying to like sneak it around, and so that like the house mother or whatever doesn't notice it too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So the lady who chaperones later. And so then we find out that the sheriff is leaving for a fishing trip and putting Mark in charge. And then I have in my notes here, man, Mark's head is fucking huge. The corner store is the place to be because half the cast shows up. And we have the store owner who belittles the odd Otto, who's he's been looking after. And Otto is the guy who apparently grabbed the girl earlier because they talked about, there was discussion about the weird guy who just takes care of the grounds or whatever at the school.
All right.
So yeah, this movie's not very good at letting you know things.
No, I didn't even know that.
It's okay. You don't really need to know it all, I suppose. or you need to watch it multiple times. No, you don't need to watch it multiple times.
Well, I had to put on my little detective hat to figure some things out.
Yeah, he seems to be the gentle giant, mental midget. I guess that's
Yeah.
that's maybe a dodgy thing to say, but does he have any lines through the movie? I don't think he says anything.
No, I don't think so.
So
No, yeah.
for 81, it's suggested that he might be autistic of some sort.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
like have some type of mental deficiency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will give credit to this movie for being 1981. They really don't point that out in any disparaging way.
No.
Like they're not shouting the R word at him or anything like that, or whispering behind his back, this guy's a dum-dum. For 1981, that's restraint.
Yeah.
We also have the sheriff reaffirming that he's leaving town. Just so you know.
Oh, just,
sheriff's
yeah.
leaving town.
Oh, by the way,
I really like it too because he's like, nobody interrupt me while I'm fishing. He made it a very clear point. His fishing is very important.
that's okay. That's fishing. It's
Honestly,
important.
every man needs their little retreat.
That's right.
Yeah, we also have Mark and his giant head. And
You mentioned that again.
a couple of the graduating gals pull up on bikes. And like Otto kind of like looks at them because, I mean, yeah, you would. Sorry.
Well, yeah, they're head turners for sure.
Yeah. I mean, they're barely wearing like Daisy Dukes.
Right.
So then later, Pam tells Sherry that she's worried about Mark and that pesky stabber on the loose. Oh,
Right.
She's just nervous.
Pete out there, Columbus.
Stabby stab.
We're never getting out of here alive, are we, brother?
Nope.
As the evening prep happens for Our Ladies, Lisa flashes the old man next door, who's the major, but not us.
Come on, 1981.
I know. And we also get interjections of the killer gearing up. So, yeah,
He's lacing his boots up. Mm-hmm. Yep.
a lot of that in this movie. Just so you know, things are going to happen. Sherry isn't ready and stays behind to take a shower as Pam gets spooked by the rest of the gang who are outside. As Sherry showers, we get some POV shots making their way to Sherry. But it's just Carl, right?
Sure.
But, and you get a little boob.
Yes.
A little boob here.
Just a little. Just a tease.
Carl decides like he's going to get comfy, but he ends up getting bayoneted through the top of his head, out the
pretty
bottom
awesome.
jaw, in a very brutal death.
It's awesome.
They drag it out.
It is.
Tom Savini was very proud of this, and they showed it to you for a long time. There was a dummy head, he said, and then a little just moments later, they had a fake knife in the top and bottom of his chin, or top of his head, bottom of his chin, and he's there like sucking air, and his eyes are rolling back into his head. Oh, it was amazing, blood dripping from everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good one.
I was lukewarm on this because it just seems like it's dragging its feet through the whole thing, and then kaboom, knife to the top of the head, through his chin. Oh, I'm on board at this point.
Yeah, and then Sherry gets skewered with a pitchfork in the shower, and this is also nuts looking.
Yeah.
Because the killer lifts her up on the pitchfork, and there's this blood gushing out.
Gushing out of this poor girl. And we get to see a real good view of those boobs.
Yeah, I have that in my notes here.
Do you?
Yeah, it says, "Is this really how you want to see boobies, Pete?"
Not really, but I'll take what I get.
We're never getting out of here alive.
No. Why do you think I took down the drywall? I'm gonna fill you guys in. This is where you're gonna rest for the remainder of your lives.
It's like the gate.
Right?
Brennan's just going to come tumbling out later.
Yeah.
At the dance, Deputy Bobblehead Mark shows up, and Pam is excited, but he gets caught in a super white dance shenanigans with Lisa. Our second movie so far that has just awful white people dancing.
Yeah.
And this band too.
Awful band.
Ooh, the band was bad.
Stinky. Yeah.
No one says rock band like blue jeans and T-shirts from 1981. Like, oh, really?
I guess it's kind of realistic for like a small town.
Okay.
Like you get the crummy band in, they'll play whatever. Not good for the movie though.
Not really. No.
Thankfully, they're not in it a whole lot.
Yeah, just this one scene or so.
Yeah. Then this Paul guy, he's dumping that jug of vodka into the punch, and Pam gets jealous, but Mark ends up just blowing it off because he's like, whatever. It's just Sherry. Don't worry about her. Plus, Sherry's like clearly intoxicated at this point too. And the situation does get worse when drunk Lisa bumps into Mark and Pam gets punch on her dress. And Pam leaves to go.
That didn't help anything.
No, that does not. And when Pam arrives, their door is slightly ajar, and Pam just leaves it that way. When she comes in, she's like, why not? Why should I close it? And the shower is still going, even though it's been how much longer?
Oh, yeah.
Who knows?
How is there hot water anymore? Like that would have run out a long time ago.
I made a note about that somewhere. I was like, this place is going to run out of hot water.
Like she's in that shower until morning. So that might be your note later on. We revisit the shower at the end of the movie and there's still steam coming out of there. It's like, no way there's still steam coming out of that. The whole town would be out of hot water.
I'll have to tell you a story. Ask me about the steamy shower guy.
Steamy shower?
After the podcast. This is not a podcast story.
I can't wait.
Just because it's just kind of really, it's weird.
Steamy shower guy. That's one way to describe a story.
It's a great
Whatever.
preview.
Maybe we'll just put it in there. Okay. So there was this guy. I worked at Burger King in my hometown, right? And this guy would come in. A lot of people from the local healthcare center and stuff would kind of frequent this Burger King a lot because it was right downtown. And this guy looked like Flea from the Red Hot Chili
Oh, cool.
Peppers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'd always joke around about, oh, yeah, Flea, blah, blah, blah. So one time I'm getting done with my shift, and some of my friends say, hey, we're going to go over to Flea's house and hang out, right? What could go wrong, right?
Sounds like a party. Let's go.
Yeah. So we end up going to this little tiny studio apartment, and he goes, I'm going to make you guys some hamburgers. But first, do you want me to make it like a jungle in here? And we just go, sure. So he goes in his bathroom and just turns on all the hot water and just lets it go.
Oh.
So this whole place is just filling up with steam because it's not big. And when he makes his hamburgers, he takes a family pack of ground beef, puts it in a frying pan, and no word of lie, it just basically browned both sides. Nobody's hungry because he also gives us a glass of milk.
Huh?
To drink. And we're like, wow, okay. But he had little kid drawings that he made. They looked like a kid made them, and they're hanging up from string inside this apartment. And then
You're alive today. You're not the ghost
I'm
of
here.
Dan.
We
Okay.
made it. Everybody made it out alive,
All right.
thankfully. But it got really weird because he's like, yeah, like milk. And these are like crusty, gross glasses too, not washed well. And he's telling us how you got to use milk to wash your walls because it washes away all the sin.
I knew that.
Oh my.
Yeah. So quite the adventure.
So did you ever go back to Flea's apartment?
No, we never went back to Flea's apartment.
That's not the first time he's made it a jungle in there. So there's got to be delicious mold.
I mean, it was probably a good hour or so that we were there, and it was just going. And one of the people with us, and she was very uncomfortable.
I bet.
The entire
You
time.
think? Like she's got the radar going off. Like
She did not say a
warning.
word. Not a word the whole time.
We're going to die.
So yeah, that was quite the adventure.
Yikes.
I don't recommend anybody go to a stranger's home.
It sounds like your guys knew him though. I mean, when they said like, "Hey, let's go over to Fleet," they just invited themselves in, or
No, they talked to him.
yeah, and he says, "Hey, come on over."
Yeah. But yeah, he went on a tirade. I can't remember if it was that time or another time where he was talking about the bodies.
Oh.
And he kept talking about the bodies. and how his parents made him and his sister like eat something weird. I can't remember if it was the bodies specifically, but it was wackadoo.
Oh, you didn't call the police or anything. This is
Nope.
no. Okay. So this guy is presumably still out at large.
He could be. I mean, people around that town, they all knew who he was. Like, if you said, hey, have you seen Flea? And everybody would know who you were talking about.
He's just waiting for the graduation dance. He'll
That's right.
hear about him.
Thank you for the segue, Brennan. Brennan just gently guiding. All right,
moving
old
back
guys,
to the
come
plot.
on. Come on, I got things to do. But yeah, so Pam shows back up at that apartment. And yeah, that shower is still going, but she doesn't notice that there's blood on the back of the door because she doesn't peek in. So that's nice of her, I suppose. And as Pam changes, the bathroom door opens a little bit and a rose gets placed on dead Sherry's face. Then, when Pam leaves, she doesn't notice blood on the bed from Carl's death, even though it's like right next to her head.
It's pretty well shot, though. I mean, she's putting her shoes on, she's zipping her dress up, you can see where her eyes are, and never once does it cross the blood. So
Right.
I thought it was pretty well shot. Like, oh, okay, I can see. Like, how did you not see that? Well, you actually saw her not look at it.
Plus, his coat was kind of tossed on it, too. We'll give you that one, Jerry, I guess. Or Pam. We'll give Pam that one.
Well, let that one slide.
Hey, we just made an 8-hour trip and just started recording.
I get it.
Thank you for your patience. Yeah, but she even comes back into...
She forgot her purse
room,
or
yeah.
something, right?
So she missed it twice, but she does get suspicious when she hears a noise. And she's going like down the stairs and she sees a shadow. So she freezes and then sees the killer at the top of the stairs and just, nope. She just yeets
Takes
out of
off. Yeah.
She books. Yeah, she's like, nope. This is a nope for me, and she just takes off down the stairs. She, to her credit, she doesn't fall like a lot of damsels in distress. Although she does get intercepted by the major for some reason. The guy in the wheelchair is just kind of hanging out in the courtyard or something.
Yeah, when she finally manages to figure out how to unlock a door.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
too.
that's
Right.
right.
But yeah, the major just gives her that grandpa grab.
But I believe that he could hold her because that's such a tough dude. Like I believe he has the strength of 1,000 men. I'm pretty sure.
He did. Of course, I can't really talk bad about him because he's kind of scary. He might come
His
back.
ghost might come back, and that's not a good thing.
Oh, it's been like, what, 22 years?
Vengeful spirits are.
That's true. We love them.
We love.
We
them
love
so-
vengeful spirits.
guys are so cute.
No, him as an actor. So we
Oh.
don't want his vengeful spirit.
I understand. I just love vengeful spirits, so.
That's fun. Pam sends Mark into the dorm to check on Sherry as she waits in his Jeep. And he can't get in, but that shower is still going with 2 corpses in it. And this is going to use up all the hot water. There
There it is.
Mark decides they need to pay the major a visit. So then we get some Jeep talk. And what a time for Jeeps. You know, like
81. Yeah.
they look great. Nobody's putting those dumb, stupid ducks on the dashboard. And nobody's putting the mean eyes on the headlights. No douchery.
Just a Jeep. Just a Jeep Wrangler. There you go.
Also, if you're putting those mean eyes on your Jeep and think you're cool, just remember that's just the male equivalent of eyelashes.
Exactly.
So true.
Which everybody putting eyelashes on their cars, stop.
Don't do that.
No. We're all making fun of you.
Can we all just agree to like Mad Max our cars?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's a way better
I
solution.
just watched the latest Death Race, and those cars are pretty bitchin'. Who doesn't want a machine gun every once in a while strapped to the side of your car?
Exactly.
I like that. I prefer the old Death Race.
Oh, yes.
The
Oh, yeah.
75 one.
That's my favorite, but
Brennan, you have to watch that one.
I got it right over there.
Can't do it on here because it's technically a comedy. But
I do need to watch that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I've
you'd
heard
get a kick
very
out
good
of it.
things about it.
Yeah.
got some Stallone in it.
Stallone, Carradine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, you can tell this movie's so engaging.
There's not a lot of meat to this movie, but
No.
I was thoroughly entertained. So what else we have there?
Oh yeah, they're at the majors, and then Pam and Mark poke around his house in the dark for some reason. Like, there's not a light switch. Did they try a light switch?
I don't remember.
Just
It looked cooler in the dark, so
there are some lights on though.
Frankly, I don't remember. This was a scene like I wasn't even sure
there
were in the
were
Major's
lights
apartment.
because later the lights go out. The breaker goes out.
Oh yeah.
So sometimes I know what it is. So they just don't turn on the lights when they want there to be more atmosphere. That's why they don't turn
Is
them on.
that how it works?
Yeah.
Movie magic right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a concept. Ooh, but the killer seems to be there too. Probably that old man, because he got out of that gear and grabbed Pam earlier. No, it's not him. But Pam gets transfixed on photos of the major's daughter, we can assume is Rosemary.
I guess that was the girl that was murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And wrote the Dear John letter at
yes.
the beginning. And Mark continues his search for the major, but there's just roses ahoy in this. There's like, they're in the drawer, they're in like the book, they're all over the place in the picture. Meanwhile, we got the killer lurking around with that darn pitchfork. And Pam makes the rose connection to the murders from the 40s. And Mark is pretty dismissive about it. So they just leave to go back to the dance. And then back at the dance, that shit band goes on. And Paul is puking his guts
That's right.
out in the bathroom. And then Lisa's not impressed. And she decides to cool off in the pool for a while.
That won't end badly.
Nah. But Mark and Pam inform Miss Allison, who's one of the chaperones, about everything going down with the Prowler. And she makes an announcement that everyone stays in the building. But Paul gets too feisty about it since he can't go outside. And the old guy chaperone is not having it.
Get him out of here.
Like, that guy just loses it.
Hey, Star Kids. I knew this would happen. Ah,
They just want to dance and have fun.
ah.
Not on my watch.
But so Mark just takes that Paul guy into custody. And then Lisa, she's swimming around in the pool. And she gets a boot to the face when she goes to exit the pool.
God, like
Which,
hit in the square in the face. Jeez.
yeah, it's mean.
Those army boots too.
Oh, yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, and then as she struggles to like get her bearings and she's looking around, the killer just pops up behind her in the pool and she gets the bayonet to her throat.
Oh, what a kill. Boy, he's sawing that knife in her neck and her skin is moving back and forth.
Yeah. That was a good effect.
Cheers to you, Tom Savini. You killed it. Ha ha.
Oh,
No,
Brennan, did you watch this with your roommates at all?
I didn't. No, they were unfortunately out. I was hoping I would. I think they would have liked it.
Yeah,
they
they
would have had fun with it.
They would probably dig this one because it's short. I mean, I'll give it that. It's like an
Yeah.
hour and a half. So you're in and you're out. I like it.
Pretty much. That's the best kind. That's the best kind of this movie.
Yeah, unlike what was it?
Happy birthday to me.
Yeah, that's almost 2 hours long.
I
Yeah.
listened to that episode today, and yeah, he said it's hour 50 or
Hour
something.
50.
Like that's completely unnecessary.
But it's just cram packed. Like everything in that movie is like kind of necessary. It's weird.
Not like this movie.
Yeah, this movie kind of gets to it.
I think at this time it starts to rev up. It was taking its time
Yeah.
through the first 2/3 of it, and now we're going downhill.
Yeah, and then we get this offshoot nerdy couple.
Yeah, I didn't. They
I
were
think-
just kind of out of nowhere. They
I
were
think their
part
names
of
are
the
Paul
dance.
and Sally. Not that it really
Not that
matters,
it
because I don't
matters.
think they even say it in the movie. But they go down to the spooky basement to get frisky because why wouldn't you? You know.
What's more romantic than a boiler room?
And that Miss Allison ends up finding the blood in the pool, and she starts to panic. So she goes to run inside, but then she gets stabbed in the throat.
Oh, another brutal kill.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
yeah. Plus, oh my God, did you see her shoes? Ew.
I
I didn't.
Where it just shows her like just her feet and the blood's dripping down on her shoes.
Oh, like she got lifted up off the ground and
No, she's
Oh,
it's
just-
just like
oh,
a shot. I don't know.
did not make an impression.
This movie loves to show the feet of the victim, or like the legs of the victim when they're being killed. I mean, that's just a trope all over because you get to see him like squirming around, but it's like almost every kill. Get to see a pair of legs just kicking about.
This is how Tarantino got his start.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna slow this down.
Just half speed, quarter speed.
Can we get the legs out of the shot?
Just cover up the top half.
Yeah.
Just need
Miss Allison's wearing shoes. Can we get rid of those?
have her kick just one off. Oh, there it is. That's it. That's the good stuff.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Oh no, you like what you like, and God
That's
bless
right.
you for
We're
it.
not gonna kink shame anybody here, except for Pete and his murder boobs.
Murder.
boobs.
Pete likes murder boobs. Okay. Wow, we were just off
This is
the
why
rails.
Jody doesn't listen.
I'm already seeing Stacy with her hand on her hip, like
Why did you say that?
rolling her eyes. You guys, you just stop. You're better than that. So then, yeah, oh yeah, our basement nerds get creeped on by someone as they make out on the gross mattress.
On a gross mattress, like rando mattress in the boiler room. Blech.
It's probably moist. Just damp, musty.
Filled with mold.
Oh, easily. Yeah. Dust. If it's not moist, it's dusty. Like you ever sit on a couch that's been on somebody's porch, you plop down in it, and this plume of gross. Brennan, you're that age. Don't you remember that? Have you not experienced this yet?
What? Sitting on dusty things?
No, sitting on a couch that's been on somebody's porch,
Oh.
and then you sit down real hard, and this plume of something.
Nah, I'm Gen Z. I don't leave my house.
Oh, okay. Good for you.
It's scary out there. People got pitchforks.
You know, I've never had a dusty couch, but I have experienced multiple dusty books.
Oh.
You know, like the dusty book where you go and you blow off all the dust
Wow.
from the book, you know? Like you're about to like summon a demon. Like that.
Were these like your high school math books or something?
No, I never looked at
No,
those.
I was gonna say. Oh yeah. So also the shop owner shows up at the sheriff's office to report a bunch of kids up to no good in the cemetery, and it's distaste for them having fun after what happened in the 40s. But he's all weird about it.
Yeah, I don't remember the kids in the. Maybe I just don't remember a lot of this movie. I am old and dumb. I don't quite remember things as well as I used to.
He just shows up to tell that information.
Okay.
They're just like, oh, there's kids in the cemetery.
And that's what got them out to the.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Mark does his duty and goes to the cemetery.
Said duty.
Duty.
I should have known better. But he goes to the cemetery to investigate the shop owner's claim. And we get more of Pam just looking worried in the Jeep. There's a lot of that in this movie. Mark discovers a grave that has been dug up. But before he can open the casket, Otto pokes his head in the Jeep and Pam screams. And Otto runs off. So then Mark goes to Pam and just ends up taking her to the casket so they can see what's inside. And also, as somebody who makes Halloween props, this headstone looks like crap.
Does it?
It is bad. Like, I've made ones that look better than that, and I don't even think I make great ones.
Made out of a styrofoam cooler. Or
Yeah, just like wall foam.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really bad looking. But Mark calls the lodge where the sheriff is staying, and the guy there is not interested in doing anything other than padding out this movie. Because he's drinking beer, enjoying a big old dip, playing some solitaire, and just pretending like he's going to go check. And then he just is like, no, the sheriff's not in his cabin. Despite, he doesn't even look. But he reluctantly takes a message.
Here, let me transfer you. Boop, 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 boop. Nope, he's not in this cabin. Sorry.
Yeah, that scene dragged
Oh
on,
my
dude.
gosh.
Like, was this guy a producer of the movie? Why is he in here? But Mark makes another call as Pam checks on Paul in the drunk tank. But when she returns, Mark says that they caught the robbery stabber guy 3 hours earlier So he couldn't have been the one who killed Lisa. And Pam wonders if that was Rose's grave, but honestly, who would know because it looks like ass. But there is like a rose carved in it, but there's no name on there. And she suspects it's the same killer and they've returned. Mark doesn't want to drag Pam around anymore. That's what he says.
You're holding me back, woman.
And he tries to drop her off the dance, but she just gets back in after that minor argument. And Pete, have you ever been in that situation where you've made your lady friend mad like that? And then
I make lots of ladies mad.
I know this feeling.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, that silence is, oof.
Yeah. It's there's no fun tonight.
You said the wrong thing, and now you just have to deal with it.
Hope I can learn from it and we can move past it. You hope.
Yeah, it's like, but you know what? Nobody really gets that opportunity to, like, it's not like you could, oh, I saved you from a murderer. I don't have to apologize for that being a dink earlier.
Did you a favor. You didn't get killed.
How about you, Brennan?
Oh, what? Having an angry lady?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't make women angry.
Oh, you know better.
Yeah. Grew up in a household filled with women. I learned how to tread lightly.
Glad you didn't say treat him well. Like, oh, Brennan.
Oh, no, you learned that from me. You got to be nice, though. You
Yeah.
got to be a good guy. Otherwise, I don't know. It's a lot of silence. That's
A lot of nights on the couch.
yeah, haven't had one of those in a long time and don't plan on it anytime soon. They return to the Major's mansion, and the killer is there somewhere. And the two split up, which is a great idea.
It's all you got to split up.
When has it been a bad idea?
Well, I mean, Pam is unarmed.
So they can cover
That
more
was the
ground.
First thing I thought, like, let's split up. And poor little Pam has her purse, and that's it. No weapons at all whatsoever. Like, wouldn't the sheriff or the deputy's sheriff had a sidearm? Because he's carrying around a shotgun. Wouldn't he have another weapon that he could just say,
Or at least like a baton.
sure, yeah.
Anything. Yeah. I mean, to like Pam's credit, too, being a defenseless woman, potentially in a house with a murderer, she stays put. She really doesn't move around until like all the commotion starts to happen.
I'm not walking through this house by
Yeah,
myself.
what?
This is stupid.
Yeah, so this is where the lights go out, and then Mark runs into the killer before checking on the fuse, and the killer raises the pitchfork above an unconscious Mark. Dun, dun, dun. But then the lights come back on, and Pam notices a necklace hanging from inside the chimney. She pulls on it, and Rosemary's rotten corpse falls down to the shoulders.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty
That
good
was
scare.
fun.
Yeah.
That's a classic 80s jump scare.
Pam is shocked and turns around to see the killer offering her a rose, then pulls the bayonet, and then the cat and mouse ensues. It's a whole lot of just wacky running around the house a little bit.
It's a Scooby-Doo section here. This is where they're ducking in inside.
Yeah.
They're in a room full of tables with cloth on over them, and she's hiding under the bed, and suspense.
Yeah.
Thrilling.
And he's just trashing. For whatever reason, he's like, must be in this room. I'm just going to start whacking everything in here with the pitchfork.
He looks under everything except the bed that she's under.
Yeah. And we get the Deus Ex Ratna.
Yeah.
Rat out of nowhere just comes by her, so she's like, I can't scream because there's a rat. And that rat seems so uninterested in being there.
Just chilling.
He's like, hey, what are you doing under this bed?
You got any food? You got a cover?
Hey, there's a weird guy out there.
You better look out, there's a killer.
Got any cheese?
Stay put, toots.
You brought Pete lots of cheese.
Yeah.
Pam manages to run to another room where there's a chain lock on the door, and the killer sticks their pitchfork through the opening to keep the door open. But Pam breaks the fork off,
funny.
and the killer just kicks in the door and draws his bayonet, which you could have just done that in the first place.
That pitchfork snapped like a toothpick. Like there's,
It picked up a woman earlier.
right. This poor woman just pulls the head off of or snaps it in half pretty much. Like,
Yeah.
So she's got the pitchfork now, so she's got a weapon.
Then we get Otto just comes out of nowhere. And blasts the killer with a shotgun. And I was like, what a sweetie. Look at him. He's all smiling.
There was a little bit of like, will they, won't they at that moment?
They were just smiling at each other.
Yeah.
And just kept cutting back and forth.
That's all it was.
Yeah.
For 10 long minutes.
Yeah. Cut back to the probably not dead guy. Cut back to the smiling people. It was very, very odd.
Yeah, well, it doesn't last long because he ends up getting blasted with a sawed-off double barrel by the killer. And then Pam sticks the killer with the fork in the back, and as they wrestle for the gun, Pam pulls the mask off, and it's the sheriff.
It's the sheriff.
If you remember what the sheriff looks like.
Right. The one scene he was in.
Because they don't bring up anything about any of this information whatsoever.
Yeah, my first thought when the killer was revealed was, who was that?
Right.
I'm with you,
Is
Brendan.
that the sheriff? I think that's the sheriff. I thought he was fishing.
Oh, that's why he said everyone. Now I get it. It's all coming together for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I had my little detective hat on.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pam manages to nab the gun and just blows the sheriff's head off.
Literally.
Great effect. I rewinded this part like I think 3-4 times.
It was a beautiful Savini head explosion.
Chef's kiss.
Scanners would have been proud.
So good. It reminded me of what was it, Maniac?
Oh yeah,
That was
Savini too, I think.
Yeah, that was a great head explosion in that one too.
Just it looked like fruit and chicken bones and whatever was on the commissary table that day. that's what it looked like was in it.
But yeah, Tom Savini using all that information he picked up when he was a nom. That was his like, hey, I know what this stuff looks like.
This is what it kind of looks like. Oh, poor guy. Ugh.
And sadly, I've seen like, do you remember ever hear of Rotten.com?
Oh, sure.
Back in the early 2000s, whatever. I had the guy apprenticed with tattooing. He went to that site every day. And there were times he'd just be like, because he had like crazy gruff voice, he'd be like, hey, Dad, come in here, check this out. And I'd go in there and be like, I don't need to see this. I don't need to see any of this.
That's real. I don't
He'd be
want
like,
to see
no,
it.
but check this one out.
No. Stop it.
Yeah, this is the day and age where there was like, I think it's still going on, where if you just open up Instagram, you start scrolling through the videos, you'll just see a video of like a real car crash. Someone actually getting hit. I'm like, what? I'm also from the generation that we grew up where some random kid would be like, hey, look at this. And it's like an ISIS beheading video.
Jesus.
Like, oh, hey, look at this guy getting his head cut off with a chainsaw. Here's my iPhone, fourth grade.
Stop that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Get some help. Like if you're
Get some help.
if you're into that sort of thing, I don't know.
You probably shouldn't be in that.
Talk to somebody, maybe.
Please talk to somebody.
Speaking of trauma,
Yeah.
it's the next morning. And Mark, who is not dead,
Yeah. What?
Somehow.
drives Pam home to the dorm. And he goes to talk to the police that show up. And she enters her dorm room. And that shower is still going. So she enters the bathroom and opens the shower door. What happens, Brennan?
Well, this part was weird. So the one guy who got stabbed through the head with the bayonet, he is all hung up on the what you call
Shower head.
The shower head. Yeah. So he's like hanging from the shower head, and then he reaches out and like grabs her arm, and his eyes are all rolled back, like they're pitch white, you know? Kind of looks like a zombie. And he's just like holding on to her, and she starts freaking out, obviously. And then she finally breaks free, and she looks back, and the dude's just hanging there like he was before.
She's got some issues to deal with.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
As you would being stalked by a killer. I'm sure there's a lot of synopsis missing or
She's had a bad day.
But they always just let you go home when you blow the sheriff's head off.
don't worry about it.
He said he was fishing.
You don't
he
need a
wasn't
counselor.
fishing. He was lying.
My guess is the the sheriff didn't kill the deputy because he was the deputy.
Yeah.
So he just knocked him out, and you're fine. That's my only guess on
I think
that.
he debated it, and then it was like, but I don't know. The hiring process that's a lot of paperwork.
Maybe he tried to stab him, but it just hit the hair and just like bounced off.
Maybe the hair popped off.
Or like his skull was too thick. Like it embedded in, but there was just more skull to go. Didn't do anything.
And so much face, too.
So much face. So much face.
Yeah, so that's the Prowler.
That's the Prowler. That's it. Just ends like that. And I got a lot of time for movies that just stop. Death Race, the one with Statham, just kind of stopped at the very end. The original Death Race did the same thing. A lot of those old kung fu movies will just, why did you stop there? You haven't resolved anything. That the monster is still over there, and your girl is dead in your hands. There's no resolution here. I think a lot of giallos will end suddenly. Also, like once the killer is dead, credits.
Yep. That's it.
That's it.
It's nothing more interesting to make.
Yeah.
Do you really want to see these people 2 months later?
No. 6 months later, the victim is putting on black gloves. That's what it is.
But yeah, I also think that the sheriff was the scorned lover at the beginning of the movie.
I would. That's a safe bet.
Yeah.
That's the one that makes the most sense. And I guess he was mad that they were redoing the dance.
Yeah.
So that's why he donned the Prowler outfit again. The MacGuffin was MacGuffin. Is that right? Am I saying that word right? Is the killer from two towns over?
Red herring.
Red herring. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's better. Much better word. That's why I bring Brennan along. He's the smart one.
He's got to do something once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes.
Yeah. You'll never edit a video, will you? or one of these, the audio for this?
If I have to.
That's never going to happen. Unless it's like, oh no, I dropped dead of a heart attack, but there's one episode in the can.
There's
I'd
one
probably
left.
finish it.
Brennan, make sure you finish that episode.
And you'd be like, I don't know, maybe.
Maybe I might
Just leaving all the parts where you screw up. Got all of mine.
cut everything but the parts he screws up.
Yeah.
Somehow you come out all warm and delicious sounding.
Yeah. Rich sound. You're like in
yeah.
a tin box.
Yeah.
Put some sort of effects on your voice.
Hello, I'm Dan.
Okay, so I think we're at the moment where we're going to say the word movie to give us your rating and if you recommend it or not. And then also slasher trope checklist.
Ooh.
So
I'm going to use yours, Nan. You sent it to me, and I'm going to use your checklist.
Hey, it is the best one.
Pretty
Sorry,
good.
Brennan.
It's pretty good.
That's okay. Honestly, his is so good that it made me want to change mine, but then I realized that if I changed mine, it would just be his.
Aw. So yeah, as our guest,
Oh, okay.
take it away, Pete.
All right. So it's a movie. It's a movie. I do recommend it. It was a lot of fun. It's a fun slasher film that isn't tongue-in-cheek. The kills are fantastic. They're just chef's kiss. There weren't that many, but they're all memorable, all bloody, all brutal. The twist that is a sheriff at the end, whatever. That's fine. They could have been a little more clear as to who these people were and to in the relationship of the sheriff was the guy getting scorned, was the Dear John recipient. But I was able to piece it all together without it being spelled out for me. And you know what? Too many movies spell it out too much for you. So I really dig this movie. It's quite a lot of fun. Free on Tubi. Go watch it.
Cool. What about your checklist?
Oh, you okay? All right. So I didn't memorize your list. So you're gonna give me this. My damn glasses on.
I put it up in old man
Shut up, you.
size.
All right, slasher. Oh, edged weapon. You bet there's an edged weapon in this. It's a big old bayonet through somebody's head and a slice, neck slice. Oh God, that was so gross. Wonderful. Stalking for sure. So there's 2 checks. Peekaboo corpse. Rosemary in the chimney. Vice kill. Well, they were pre-coitus at the very beginning, and they both got stabbed with the pitchfork, so I'll give that a check. Body count of at least 2. Check. There were, 6 maybe?
I think so, yeah.
6 or 8, something like that. So this here's a slasher movie.
Brennan, how about you?
I'm gonna say this is a movie. I think it drags a little bit. There's a couple scenes that take a really long time, but also at the same time, when you finally get around to the kills are really well done. The killer is very imposing. I really like the whole army outfit aesthetic. I think that's really fun, and it also takes a good amount of time on each kill. Like, those scenes go on for a while. You know, it'd be one thing if the entire movie was boring and then you get these really quick kills that are here and gone, but at least it actually took its time and, got to show us a bit more. And that was pretty nice. I would recommend it too, I'd say.
Nice.
Yeah. I quite liked it. As for my checklist, my checklist here, I have 3 or more kills. This definitely met that. An emphasis on the kills. Like I was just saying, we hold on them for a while. So that definitely gets a check. Killer is hunting prey. This I also am going to give a check. Lots of stalking, especially the cat and mouse. That's a big one. Main group of people being hunted. I'd say so because he seems to just be going for college or is it college?
Yeah, they're college.
I feel like this group is, I think it was high school previous and then college here.
Yeah, I think this is college.
I think this is college. These are college.
That's what
kids.
at least said in the letterboxd, but anyway, yeah, just hunting chicks basically for the most part. And a gimmick, I'll give it the gimmick, I guess, with the pitchfork. Is that what this movie's known for? The pitchfork killing, or more
that's on the cover of the.
It's the pitchfork.
Yeah,
which is weird because that's not really Army issue.
That's what I was thinking this whole time. Yeah, I don't know how the pitchfork fits into it.
Like a shovel, maybe, but a pitchfork?
That would make more sense. But yeah, definitely a slasher movie. Definitely a slasher movie.
You're up, Dan.
Yeah, this is a movie, and I do recommend it. It's a tight movie with some gruesome Savini kills. The last jump scare I feel is a little unnecessary, but I really like it though. It works. The motivation is in the plot and everything is a little sketchy at best because you have to, like I said, you have to put that little detective hat on and kind of figure it out because it doesn't give you all the information for better or worse. I don't know. But yeah, as far as my trope list goes, Pete, you already went through mine.
I did.
But yeah, edged weapon kill at least one. That's a check. Stalking, hunting of victims. Check. Peekaboo corpse. Check. Vice kill. Check. Body count of at least 2 victims. Check. So yeah, 100%.
Scientifically proven to be a slasher film.
3 out of 3 dongles agree.
Yeah.
So yeah,
there's no reason not to go see this movie. Just go out and do it.
It's free on Tubi. Come on.
It's free on Tubi.
yeah. If you like horror movies, it's absolutely,
Especially in the slasher
checked out.
genre. This is a very good slasher film.
For sure.
It's a lot of fun without being funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't want a humor in your story,
Right.
and it makes it a little scarier. There's no levity in this, I don't think,
No.
other than guy puking, maybe. Nerd couple. I think they might have tried with that, but it didn't work. Who knows?
Yeah, like the good slashers, the levity isn't the killer necessarily. Although the Nightmare on Elm Street's a little bit different. Halloween, Friday the 13th, those things don't tell jokes like some other films do, especially slashers. I don't know where I'm going with that, but that's where I went.
Yeah, there's no goofy comic relief guy
Yeah.
in this one, which is I'm thankful for.
Yeah,
It's refreshing.
Yeah.
because they're usually annoying.
You're looking forward to seeing that guy or gal get killed.
Definitely.
You're like, oh, I can't wait just shut up.
Yeah, that is part of the the charm of slasher movies sometimes, where it's like none of them have personalities. I don't like any of them. Can't wait to see them die. So yeah, that's it for us here. And again, thank you, Pete.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun, fellas. I'm glad you made it out here safe, and we got this in the can. And we got some partying to do.
Yeah. Let us know anything with your podcast if you want to.
Oh yeah. Well, last time, Good Beer Bad Movie Night. We come out once a month. We review questionable movies. We drink good beers. We've got a shtick where we rate the movies from 1 to 6 beers in a 6-pack, on how drunk you need to be to enjoy the film. So if it's a real stinker like The Swarm, you need 6 beers to watch it before it becomes enjoyable. So yeah, something we would like would only be like a single beer. Latitude Zero was one. We liked that real well. That was a 1 beer, which means it gets a big old thumbs up. Go watch that one. I'm also part of the Give Me Back My Action and Horror Movies. We do that as a weekly podcast. I rarely get to pick anything over there, so I'm there for comic relief. They need. I'm the face of that franchise. I'm the pretty one. they're the talent. I'm what draws people in. That's not true.
Oh, sorry guys.
Well, we've been doing that for a couple of years, so that's a lot of fun. That's a weekly show, and the best part about that is I don't have to edit it.
Oh man.
I show up and I'm done.
That is nice.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, you would know.
Thanks for having me on. I'm glad you came down to Columbus. This is the summer slasher is always something I always look forward to.
Great. Yeah, we're looking forward to exploring Columbus now that we got all our work out of the way.
Yeah, the work out of the way. Let's do it.
So yeah, thank you for being a listener and actually going, yeah, I'd have these guys come to my town.
Well, you guys aren't leaving. You know that.
Oh no. I see. I told you, Brennan. Well, anyways, support my widow by getting a T-shirt from T Public. Get the latest Summer Slasher Camp T-shirt there. And
you signed over the residuals to Stacy already.
Yeah.
So when the T-shirt orders start flooding in,
yeah,
she'll be set for life. Great.
Yeah, I'm sure she can't wait to get that $20 worth of Danzig knockoff T-shirt money every month. Yeah. Feel free to contact us. Let us know what you thought of this movie and how it works up. Give us your slasher trope lists if they differ. So, what's it mean to you? You can reach us at
corruptedyouthpod at gmail.com.
Yeah. Hey, go to the Dongle Den on Facebook. Show
Post
us your
memes.
Yeah.
Lots of memes. All the memes.
And this is also where you can participate to have 2 stinky guys come over and talk about movies. I'm so stinky right now.
Oh, no.
But anyways, enough about that. Thanks to our listeners, the Dongles, and our fellow podcasters like Pete.
Yeah.
Hang in there, Dongles.
Hang in there.
See you online.
Corrupted youth! Corrupted youth! Corrupted youth! Corrupted youth!
I can't stop pooping.
Uh-oh. Bloody poop.
Oh no, it's running down Brennan's leg. There goes his poop. We miss you, Brennan.
Poor Brennan. Poor Brennan's poop.
It's funny, back in high school, they actually used to call me the bloody stool.
Oh no. I'm sure there's a story behind it.
They didn't call me that.
I was hoping for a rip-roaring good story.